and this is episode 4 of the Lopi Knit podcast. It's nice to see you again. I am filming from Utsunomiya, Japan, where I currently live with my husband, and let's talk about some knitting. So today I'm wearing my Stockholm Slipover v-neck. This is knit in one strand of Holst Supersoft in Willow. It's super drapey. The gauge is a little loose, but I think it really works for like a summery kind of like transitional garment, which is definitely the feeling of the weather outside today. It's like 70 degrees Celsius and it is November 17th, so it's not very cold. It was cold for a minute, but it warmed back up, so I guess that gives me more time to work on my sweaters for the season. All right, you can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and YouTube at lopi_knit. That is my handle anywhere you can find me online. And let's get started today. So I have been working on some things. I've been working on kind of like how to work on things maybe. I had so many whips that I was getting stressed. So I kind of had to make a plan for myself. So I had 8 whips at the time and I was just like, what do I even work on? I don't feel like working on anything. I just want things to be done. Usually I'm more of like a process knitter, like, oh, I want to like be working and I don't want it to end. But now that I have so many whips, I think I turned into a product knitter, meaning I want the finished product, especially because it's starting to get cold here and I want to wear really cozy sweaters, and I don't want to buy sweaters, I want to make them. So I've kind of inadvertently turned my hobby into a point of stress in my life, so I came up with some techniques to work on that. I could probably even show you, maybe I'll like take a screenshot of my Notion page. This was my plan for getting through my whips. My idea is, ideally, I want to have 3 whips at one time, and each like is in a different category. The 3 categories would be special, big, and travel. So travel would be something small enough that I can have on the go, so I can, because we take the train and the bus a lot, so I want something always on my needles just to grab and go. So I want one travel project, I want one big project, just meaning big like it's at home, I work on it, it lives on the couch essentially, a big project, and one special project. This would be like a knit along, something more complicated, maybe color work, basically something that I work on like at a desk, like I actually have to focus. So that's my ideal, and right now I'm not there because I have 8 and I want 3 whips. So I've been working on, I kind of made a list what to work on first, second, third in each category, and I'm trying to prioritize what I think will get finished fastest, kind of like the snowball method where you finish the smallest one first and then the next one it'll just feel like you finished faster if you're doing the smallest one first, right? I want to get some finishes out there. So that means this week's main work in progress was my traveler sweater. Let me grab it for you. Last podcast, I think I had not even finished I had not even like made it into sleeves. So this is a drop sleeve construction. This is bottom up. And the name of the pattern is Traveler. This is the sweater by Andrea Mowry. It's this really cool, kind of like pearl. It's like a corrugated pearl knit texture. It's so fun to knit, honestly, because it's kind of that repetitive, like, ooh, I want to get to the next repeat kind of knit. And I've been working on this almost exclusively. This and my knit along right now have really been my only whips for the moment. But last time I think I was, I'm all tangled up. Last time I think I was like here. So I hadn't even bound off the shoulders. I hadn't done the neckline. So I've made quite a bit of progress since my last podcast. And I think I'm gonna love it when I block it. I'm at that stage of the process, like the color, like, am I sure about the color? And then we'll see. I think when I block it, I'll fall in love, but I just have to wait till that time. And I'm gonna work through it, even though it's not like bringing me transcendent amounts of joy. But when I finished this collar, I was like, oh yeah, like I feel good about this project. I'm gonna see it through for sure. And so I did the collar and one sleeve. And I am a sleeve hater, so I'm so proud of myself. It felt so good to get the sleeve off the needles and be done with it. And so before I cast on the second one, I already knew I wanted to make an adjustment. So I did painstaking sweater surgery. This is my first time. Again, this is a bottom-up construction, right? So I cut into that cast on and I ripped it off, and boy was it a mess. I was like, so I knew I had never frogged backwards before, frogged from the cast on edge before. And I knew that it would be difficult because everybody says it is, but I did not know it would be this difficult and I would be this frustrated with it. Yeah, I literally was so frustrated that I was working on it until it was time to go to bed, and then I went to bed and I could not sleep because I was just like, I need to get it done. And I was so frustrated that I like got out of bed and like worked another hour on it until I got to a point where it was getting easier, and then I was able to sleep. But I did it, and now we're working to add some, probably just like maybe an inch or two at the bottom. This pattern like grows, but I don't want to have to feel like I'm fighting it and pulling it. I just want it to lay nicely, so I'm adding a little bit on the bottom for myself. And I wanted to redo the rib because I decided I really prefer the look of the rib held double, but the main fabric held single. Again, this is the only yarn I'm working with lately is Holst Garn Supersoft. So the main body is held single and my ribbing is held double, and I've been really liking that look, so I'm redoing that rib and adding a little length to it. I'm so excited. I know I'm kind of iffy about the color. I'll probably just fall in love with it anyway, but if I don't, I'm very open to the idea of trying to dye it in some way. Ideally with natural dye, so I don't have to get like a new pot just for dyeing my clothes, because I'll probably only dye this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll probably just fall in love with this color because it's like, I don't know. I bought it, it's almond. I bought it thinking it would be like a white, but it is very much a beige. I thought it was off-white. It's very much like is it cool tone? I'm not even quite sure. It's like a camely beige, not a white at all. But I think I'll fall in love with it. We'll just have to wait and see. But it looks so good on a hanger, does it not? I'm in love with it. I just need to get it finished and then I'll be able to love it even more. Okay, my other whip. Ooh, this one's a fun one. I haven't been super good on it. This is the Arne and Carlos 2024 Christmas Mystery Knit Along. Last year they did this as well. You knit a stocking and they give you a clue every day, so you don't actually know what the color work design will be. And this is my progress. I haven't been doing it every day. I don't know. I don't always want to do color work first thing in the morning, but that's when my like reliable knitting time is right when I wake up. So I'm like one day behind. Usually I'll like let 2 days stack up and then do them on the second night. But it is looking amazing. Are you kidding? I love the colors I chose. I am working in, this is Shetland Spindrift. Jameson's of Shetland Spindrift, I think is the name. And I've got the green color is bottle, the white is white, and the red is rust. So I went for kind of like a cool tone, really deep green, and then kind of an orangier toned red. And oof, it looks really good, I think. And then the most recent pattern have been these hearts, which I just feel like are very cute, very Scandi Christmas, which is definitely what I want in a little color work stocking. So these have been super fun. This is a free knit along, so if you're keen, be sure to go grab this pattern from Arne and Carlos's blog. I think they also have videos to go along with it if you like watching their videos. I love it. I think the pattern will be free until the end of November. So you have until then to go download it. And I just really recommend it. I've been having so much fun. It's such a good knit along, and I'm really excited for Christmas this year. So this has been great to just like help me not decorate my whole house before December 1st. Do this instead. And so that's kind of my only whips, because again, I'm trying to work it kind of methodically and get through all of my whips. So I only have 3 left at any given time. So I've been really focused in on those, nothing else. But I do have a finished object. You've seen these before. But this is a new pair, same yarn, same everything. I'm calling them the Big Baby Socks. This is the I think it's the DRK Everyday Sock pattern. It's a classic ribbed sock by Andrea Mowry. It's a great pattern. I chose the baby size, and I held the same yarn. Holst Supersoft Willow, held double in the baby size on bigger needles. Gets you like a very big, cozy adult sock. These are like just for wearing to bed is my idea, because I don't know if it's a really good sock yarn or not, but they're soft and cozy. And I made myself a pair a few weeks ago, and I finally finished. I do in fact have 2 socks. I finally finished the pair for my husband. Hopefully his feet aren't too cold at night, because it took me a few weeks to get it done, but this was one of my finishes. It didn't give me as much dopamine as I was hoping it would to get a finished project off the needles, but they are finished. So I was able to check them off my list, and they're done. What else? So yeah, that's my finished object for the week. That's all of my whips. Let's see what else. So I have a didn't cast on section, because again, that's kind of my goal. I know myself, I know it's fun to cast on. It's kind of one of the most fun parts of the process, right? Because it's like anything can happen. You're learning new techniques maybe. It's so much fun. Casting on is amazing. But I know myself. I know I will get too stressed out if I have too many whips. So I'm trying to kind of make it a positive thing that I didn't cast on something. So please be proud of me that I did not cast on for the 2nd week in a row. I have been really wanting to, but I have held off casting on Brioche-licious by Andrea Mowry. I have the yarn now, which if you want to see, please keep watching. I bought a lot of yarn, but I have the yarn now, the exact colors I want, and I already have the pattern because she had a sale recently and I picked it up. But I'm saving it for later. It's gonna be either my travel project or my special project. We'll see. And I'm gonna save it. I don't need to cast it on right now. I've got too much in the queue, so I'm waiting for it. And it's gonna be so exciting when I finally do cast it on. But I really was really close to casting it on, but I realized if I wanted to cast it on, I would have had to take the needles off of this project. And I'm supposed to be working on this every day because this is a knit along. So that was the primary factor that stopped me, because I really was close to just taking these needles off and casting on, but I didn't. And that is good for me. I think other people really don't mind casting on a bunch of projects, having a bunch of whips at any given time, and then frogging them later, but I'm not at that point. It really does stress me out to like see all the things that are just like languishing, waiting to be made. It's like they're almost like I can hear them just like crying out like for attention, like little whiny little puppies or something. They need me, and I don't want to just have them sit there forever. So I can't cast on anything until I finish this stack of whips I've got. All right, so now we're on to the acquisitions portion. If you're not interested, you might want to skip ahead a little bit, because I will be talking about like some traveling we did this week, which was super fun, super cool. So if you want to skip this part, that's fine. But I did make some purchases this week. So I bought another pattern. I'm not supposed to buy patterns unless I have 2 rules. I can buy a pattern if I'm ready to cast it on or buy the yarn. I can buy it that moment, or if it's like a really good sale, and by really good, I mean 50% off plus. So there was a really good sale of something I'm super interested in making. The pattern is Yoon Sweater Light by November Knits, and I got it, I think it is maybe even still 50% off. If not, she has a birthday sale soon, because it's a new pattern. The light version just dropped. And I just think it's so cute. It has like this like long ribbing on the bottom, which I feel like would flatter me. And it's like a split hem rib. I just think it's going to be a really like flattering, feminine, and like a cool girl kind of way, which if I could be a cool girl, that would just be great. So I really want to make that sweater. So I bought the pattern, and I also, my yarn came. I purchased it a few weeks ago, and I really should have waited until Black Friday because duh, but I purchased it in October, the end of October, and it finally came. All I want to knit right now is Holst Garn Supersoft, so I made another order. Let me show you what I got, and the plans I have for it. The main one, like, I think this will probably be one of the first projects I cast on with this new yarn is, oh gosh, what's it called? Is it the Ingrid sweater? I think Ingrid by Petit Knit. And I'm gonna do it in gray. This gray's perfect. I'm so glad I got this one and not one of the other ones. It's the perfect, like, that light, just a light icy kind of gray. And I bought an entire cone and a little bit more because I'm gonna hold it double, and it's gonna be a size that my husband can fit in and I can also wear. So it's gonna be very oversized for me and a little bit oversized for him, and he's quite large. So I hope this is enough. Some people said that they like almost ran out of the cone, so I bought some more, but even this I might need to buy more, so we'll see what happens. But that's gonna be so cool in this color. Can't you see it? I'm just gonna be swimming in this color. I just feel it's so soothing. Like, I know a lot of people are like, ooh, beige is so boring, like I'm sick of all these beige millennials, but I really wish they knew how this color makes me feel, because I just feel so calm. I just want to be wrapped up in these kind of like calm colors because there's a lot of stress in my life. And if color is what's going to calm me down, let me take advantage of it. I don't care if you think I'm boring. Oh, this color is just like, it's like a sigh of relief. So yes, I have a big cone of this. I love buying cones of yarn because look how much yarn I have. And it's all right here, and I can squish it and I can smell it. My husband, because I store the yarn like in a little cabinet right there, and his desk is here. This is our like main little room. He always says like, sometimes I'll just catch a whiff of like barnyard smell. And he's talking about my yarn, and I hope he doesn't mind. He says he doesn't, but that doesn't sound very positive if you're just hanging out and then all of a sudden you're like, is there a sheep in here? There is sheep in here. What else did I? Oh my gosh. So I bought for my Briochelicious, I bought the coolest color. First I bought another cone. I told myself I can only buy cones in neutral colors, because I'm kind of sick of this gray and I have a cone of it and I'm working through it. So only cones in neutrals, for now at least. So the neutral for this project is white. Of course, a bleached white. How can you go wrong with color work with just like the most neutral white ever? This is perfect. I think it's flattering to me personally. It's hard to tell if it's just a cone, but I think this is like a core white. And you know what I'm gonna pair it with for a Briochelicious? The coolest color ever. It's Ember, right? Ember. So it's this fiery red. It's got like a bunch of little mix-ins. Oh, I'm obsessed with this color, and I think it looks so good with the pure white. Potentially, I may also hold it, or not hold it with, use it together with the almond. So potentially Ember and almond. But I think I'm leaning more towards Ember and white. So what do you guys think? Let me show you. So this is the Ember and the white. very high contrast. Probably leaning more towards this, but also I'll probably have enough almond left over for a little amber almond action. That's a little softer, a little more calming. I don't know, I haven't decided, but I have options and I love that. So this will be a brioche-alicious. I have 3 of these and I love this shape of cake. The other day I was feeling down, so I just laid on the couch and my husband came and brought me some yarn to squish. This is like the most squishable unit of yarn. I'm obsessed with the way they cake up their little yarn. So cute. I love buying this yarn. I'll put that away later. But, so this one, this cone. So this will be probably a brioche-alicious and also very inspired by knitting traditions. I'm going to make either the kofter she makes or my own design, but I don't even know what the name is. I think it's like kofter number something, but it's like a giant, oversized, like cardigan style coat. So it has the buttons at the front, just like a normal collar, just a scoop neck kind of collar, or a crew neck maybe, I'm not even sure. But it'll be like an oversized coat. It's going to be, again, my husband's size, and I will also wear it. So the main color is white and the contrast color, jasper. Jasper, what is this amazing color? What would you even call this? It's like, it is truly somewhere. It's a little more purple in real life. It's showing up very burgundy on camera, but it's even a little more purpley in my eyes. And it just has the coolest little variations of like, kind of like a midnight blue in there. And a little bit of like red. Oh, it looks so amazing. So this and this together are gonna be some color work. And my husband chose this color and he has great taste apparently. So I love this color. Originally it was gonna be this in Ember, but he decided for some jasper. And I really am happy with this color choice. I bought, so again, I said no colored cones, even though I wanted one. So I bought it in this format. Holst has, it's called a 1-color bag. So it's a minimum of 200 grams or more. I don't have a way to weigh, so I'm not exactly sure. But minimum of 200 grams. It's just their way of saving, like turning the cost savings to you because they're able to sell this yarn, which is kind of like, I guess would be kind of like an offcut. But you get it in this bag. This would be perfect for color work, right? Like I don't have to worry about, and it's so easy to do the ends in this yarn. So like this is totally a great way to buy the yarn if you can get the color you want, because it's a pretty good discount, like at least a few dollars off of what it would cost to buy this much in the cones. So I'm super happy with it. I love this color. It's so cool. And I bought one more thing. I bought black. Of course I bought black. So I have been seeing, I love some certain people on Instagram. I can't think of their names right now. I'll put them on here, pictures of them, but they like knit in only black. And I think that is so fun. I don't know if I'll knit only black, but I definitely want some black pieces for my wardrobe. Black is also something that just, I find it a very soothing color. And I'm thinking maybe even my Yoon sweater light in this, possibly. My original idea was to make another traveler in black because I was so uncertain about that color. But now I'll probably make something else with it. And it's like, it's going to be easy to find stuff to use black with. It's not going to be hard. So I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm going to make with this. I have some ideas, but I think it was a good purchase nonetheless, even if I don't have a plan for it, because look how much black yarn I now have for any project I can imagine. Black is a staple. How could I go wrong? How could I go wrong? And the great thing about Holst is if you buy enough yarn, you can get a free thing usually. If you use their code. It always is on the website how to get their like free specialty thing of the month. But I got this to try. So it always comes as a kit for like a certain project. I probably will make a beanie. I'm not sure if I'll make this specific beanie. It's the Nanok a hat for kids and adults. This is not a yarn I would have bought myself, but it is so soft. Even if I just have it to squish, it's so awesome to have. But it's 42% alpaca, 42% fine merino, 16% polyamide. So I'm not really a person who's into plastic. I probably need to get over it because I'm a little too stringent with that rule. Like, I want zero plastic, but should I be that way? Because this is a fun yarn. I think it's all bouclés, probably. Most bouclés at least have some sort of plastic in them, or polyamide, something like this. But it's so soft. So it's alpaca, fine merino, and polyamide. So we'll see what I do with this. We'll see if I like it. I think the reason I'm kind of averse to plastics and yarns is because, like, I'm kind of sensitive to stuff. I love a natural fiber. Like, I feel like I'm more comfortable in them. I feel like I smell weird when I'm not wearing natural fibers, which is, like, I guess kind of gross. Sorry if it's too much information. But, like, I don't know. I just smell weird. So I don't like it. So we'll see if this works out for me. Obviously, if it's just a hat, how could it go wrong? But the color is so fun, so bright. This is the chili color I chose, and we'll see what I do with it. It's so squishy. How fun. And it was free. So thank you, Holst. Hella from Holst Garn. I love your company. Sorry, this is not an ad. I'm not sponsored, of course. I really like the product, and I really like buying yarn in cones, and I think it's so affordable, and the quality is awesome to my taste. It's perfect for what I want. And that is the end of acquisitions. I really should have waited until their Black Friday sale, but I was not thinking, and I just wanted to buy yarn, so I did. It was a planned purchase. I knew what I was buying, and I had waited as long as I could to buy it, but I did. I bought it. Okay. I'd like to share with you kind of like what we did this weekend. Yesterday we went to Oya. It's kind of in Utsunomiya. It's like, what was it? Like a 20-minute bus ride. It's not far at all, but there's like a bunch of cool stuff to go see. And let me tell you about it. We saw the Oya Stone Quarry. I'll put some pictures that we took. Here's the little pamphlet from the museum. There's this really famous stone that you can see everywhere in Utsunomiya because they produce it here. There's a quarry where they collect the stone, and it's just a really pretty, interesting textured stone. And we went inside the quarry, and it's crazy down there. I don't know. I've never had access to a quarry before, but it's like literally they just carved out like an entire, it was huge. Like the ceilings were like bigger than any, like probably like a coliseum. Like think of like the biggest building you've ever been in. And I was underground in that. And it was, I was pretty scared. My husband thought it was funny that I was scared, but there was just something about it that like induced dread. And like, when everybody was down there, because like a bunch of people are down there because it's like a little museum tour, but the way it echoed, it just sounded like very scary. But I got over my fears, and it was really cool. It's a really interesting space. You can have like weddings down there, and apparently Enya performed once, so it was really cool. And if you're ever in Utsunomiya, I think it's worth going. I would recommend it. And it was like 10 degrees cooler down there. It was really cool. Yeah, that was super fun. And then we saw something that I think was even more interesting. We saw some carved, like religious sculptures. So we saw 2 Kannon sculptures, which I think is the Buddhist goddess or god for creation. We saw one that was super, super, super tall. Here's a picture of the pamphlet. She was huge, like really big. And she's just like, we kind of like walked into this park looking for it, and all of a sudden, boom, there it is. And it's so huge. She was so cool, but even cooler was this one. We weren't allowed to take pictures because this one is very sacred. But it was really stunning. So you walk into this really cool, like, small wooden temple, like, that's just like the mountain is kind of overhanging it, and then you just walk into this tiny building, and then to your right suddenly is this really old sculpture. Oh my gosh, carved right out of the side of the mountain. And it was just so stunning. The fact that it's so old, and like you can tell from the pamphlet that it's like falling apart kind of. It just left this impression on me. Like, it was just like, man, we really are just people, and we've been people for like hundreds of thousands of years, and I don't know, there was just like, I felt held in that moment in like the core of what it means to be a person. It just felt really cool to be able to see art this old and this meaningful. It was really special. So I really liked that. So if you're ever in Utsunomiya area, please go see this sculpture, and the quarry. I really recommend it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. What else did we do? I think that was it. Yep, that was so fun. I thought maybe, I don't know if anybody likes this or not, but I think it's a good excuse for me to try new things. I want to do my little snack corner. Show you what I got this week from the grocery store. This is super cute chocolates that they sell here. They're called Apollo chocolates because I think they're meant to be the shape of the Apollo rocket. I think they're kind of like an old-fashioned candy, but I'm gonna open them up and try them. It has strawberry on it, chocolate on it. I think it's like a strawberry chocolate flavored thing. So let me open it up real quick for you. It's so cute, don't you think? I don't know, I really love this kind of design aesthetic that they have here in Japan. I feel like it's like retro, but not, and it's just super cutesy. It smells very strawberry. Let me open it up and grab one. Here we go. Isn't that so cute and perfect? It almost to me looks more like maybe a mountain, like Mount Fuji or something, with the two-tone colors. But I'm gonna try it. Let's see what it's like. Yeah. It's very nice, like melty chocolate, like has like a really creamy mouthfeel. It's not a strong chocolate flavor at all. Like, one of the layers is like a brown, like chocolate, but it's not very strong. You mostly just get like a really nice kind of strawberry milk kind of flavor. They're really good. So, yeah. I would definitely recommend it. Apparently, if you get one of these in your box, you're a winner. A lucky star. But if you're ever in Japan, try this super cute candy. If you like strawberry flavored chocolate, I think it's worth it. And I think it's worth trying just because it's kind of like, it's like a big deal. This is like a retro candy. You'll see them everywhere. It's very classic Japan. All right. Well, thank you for letting me share my little life with you and my knitting journey. If you have any tips for me or any ideas for what you'd like to see on my show, on my podcast, please leave a comment below. Or if you just want to talk about what your opinions are on like how many whips are okay, and like when you get stressed about whips, what you do. Or maybe you never get stressed and it's just me. Maybe it is just me. But if you'd like to share, please leave a comment down below. And I encourage you to read other people's comments. People write really insightful stuff and I really enjoy reading it. So let me know what you think. And if you'd like to see more of my episodes, more of me squishing yarn, please subscribe to my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and leave a like so I know that you liked it. All right, well, I think that's everything from this week. It was kind of a longer episode. Oh, it is actually a very much longer episode, so I hope nobody got too bored with me just ranting about my knitting. But that's what we're here to do. So I'll see you next time. Have a great week and get lots of knitting done. Bye!